This is The Road Out, Understanding Addiction and Recovery for You and Your Loved One, with Dr. Margaret Bauman, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine, Cottage Health, San Luis Obispo Outpatient Program, and Dr. Paul Erickson, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine of Cottage Health. Today we'd like to talk to the families and how do families heal. What if the loved one is blamed for his or her drug or alcohol problem?
Well, I would suggest if that's still happening, then the person with the addiction problem really isn't following through with the treatment, because part of the therapy and one of the 12 steps is you've got to own your addiction. It's not anyone else's fault. You're totally in charge of it.
So people will say, I drink because so-and-so acts this way. And the reality is that the person drinking makes the choice to drink in coping with the stress of whatever it is that they're facing. And recovery means that you own the fact that you're going to cope with the stress in a different way and not turn to drinking to cope.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know if your loved one really is better?
Well, you'll start seeing, again, slowly but hopefully surely, that they're taking responsibility for things that maybe they weren't before, that they're much more interactive with the family, and they're much more communicative.
You see that they're committed to their recovery. They're going to their meetings. They're talking to their sponsor. They're following up with their counselor. They're asking for help if they need it. Those are the kind of things that begin to develop some confidence and trust in families that things really are different.
And it is that loss of trust that so undermines things. And it takes, I'll be honest, it takes a long time to get that trust back.
Today, we'll talk about some final thoughts about what we've been talking about the past few weeks.
I just want to say that this is an incredibly difficult disorder. Addiction is. There's, I believe, somewhere over 22 million Americans who suffer from addiction. About 80% of those suffer from addiction to alcohol. So it's a very prevalent disorder. You're not alone. Families are not alone out there. And despite how difficult it is, there is treatment and there is hope.
I would add that in the past, this kind of problem has been looked at as a moral failing. And I think that's begun to change. I think more and more people recognize that this is a medical problem, that people with addiction disorders have a brain that is wired differently, that there is treatment that can help people to get better. I think there's gradually less prejudice and less stigma, and gradually there is improvement in the kinds of treatment that's available.
Yes.
And reasons for optimism that things can be better.
Yes, definitely.
We've been listening to The Road Out, Understanding Addiction and Recovery for You and Your Loved One, with Dr. Margaret Bauman, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine, Cottage Health, San Luis Obispo Outpatient Program, and Dr. Paul Erickson, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine of Cottage Health. To listen to this program again or share with a friend, visit cottagehealth.org/The Road Out. That's cottagehealth.org/The Road Out.